Hi guys, and welcome to this video where I show you my favourite part of the studio, the sugar flower making area. One of the things that I've been most excited to share with you guys is how I organise my petal dusts and colour pastes. I purchased some acrylic shelves from Amazon and I had them drilled to the wall, and now I can see exactly what I've got. Previously I just had a box, which I will show you later, that I store my cell buds in. But I had a box and I would just put everything in there. Everything would be in colour order, but at least this way I can see exactly what I've got. We can grab whatever we need and just put it back, and everything just looks so much nicer. And I really do feel that if you've got a nice looking working area, your work just tends to be better and your productivity tends to be better. Something else that I'm actually quite proud of is how I've organised my wires as well. Before I would just have them in packets in my drawer, but now I've put them into a smaller case and I've just labelled them all up with a label maker, and it's just so much easier to grab them and it's just so much more accessible. I do always feel like when you've got things packed away in boxes and stuff, it's not so easy to remember what you've got and how much stock you've got. So I actually purchased this pegboard from Ikea. And it's actually come in really handy. So I bought these little pull-out drawers and I've just stored all my stamens in them, any basic cutters or plungers that I use on a regular basis. And at least this way I can see what colours I have, how much I've got, and it's just easy to grab as and when I need it. Another thing I saw these pegs, and literally all they are is just little hooks, and you can hang your flowers off them. And you can see that I've done that here where I've hung this peony off this hook, and it just allows it to dry, and at least you've not got loads of polystyrene over the table and taking up loads of space while you're trying to dry your flowers in them. So yeah, it's just loads easier. I then also got these trays, and they just have got quick and easy basic tools that we keep ready to make sugar flowers. And I also purchased this, which is literally just another tray, and I got this from the garden area in Ikea. And I just feel like sometimes all your tools are rolling around all over the table and you need stuff there just to hand. So I thought this keeps everything in order and it stops things from rolling around. So I'm really excited to show you guys one thing, and this is what I have been working on for the last few months with my brother. I've wanted a petal dusting board, so we've come up with the petal dusting board, and all it is an area for you to create all your different colours of dusts and paint or anything like that. And then once you've finished, all you need to do is just brush your excess into these cavities, or even if you've come up with a particular colour that you really love with your petal dusts, again, just brush that into the cavity and you can keep that rather than keeping it in a piece of paper or on a tissue or on a plate or anything like that. So I just wanted one thing where I could create all those colours and keep them safe as well without them getting sort of like lost or thrown in the bin accidentally. So I am so excited for this, and I can't wait to tell you guys more and for you guys to try it too. And just to show you what I used to use was one of these boards. So I used to cover this with some parchment or paper, or sometimes just use it on its own. And what I found is that it would get stuck into the grooves, it would never clean properly, I would never have a flush board after. And obviously these are used for rolling out petals, then you don't want your petal paste to pick up colours of what you've used to previously dust with. So we thought with this, the material was perfect. It doesn't stain, it doesn't hold, it doesn't scratch, and it literally is perfect. The size helps, and this has no cavity, so where do you go from here? You just keep it with your colours on. At least this way they're safe, you can store them away, and then you can work on new and more colours here. And obviously at 5'3", I can't really reach the top of the shelves, but I did want to share with you guys how I organise my cutters and veiners. And I always feel like with these things, they've got such small components and they always get lost, and each particular set always seems to have so much that comes with it. So I got some takeaway boxes from Costco, and I have literally gone crazy with my label maker and organised every single one so I know what's in what, and I can just grab each set. And at least that way, nothing gets lost or confused or mixed up, because you'll just pull one box out at a time. And what I think is great is that you know exactly what you've got, everything's organised. And if I could actually just recommend some particular good quality cutters and veiners to you guys, would be the Geo's collection ones. They are amazing. Their veining is fantastic. They cut seamlessly. They are just really good quality. And also you've got stuff like the Robert Haynes, they come from America. So you do end up kind of spending a lot on them, but they're an investment and they last you for years. And when you're a beginner and looking to get into the cake making industry or sugar flour making industry, I would definitely say that starting off with Nicholas Lodge's range is fantastic. Everything kind of is just sort of like ready for you, and the quality of it is also great, so I would definitely recommend them. Then I also have like 5 Petal Cutters. These are like multi-purpose. You can use these for so many different things. Florist tape and tape cutters are all in here. And then just like another Geo's collection. And most importantly, it's organised, because if you're losing things or you can't find where things are, you're just wasting time. At least this way, everything has its home, has its place, and you just need to pull it out. One of my most recent purchases was this KitchenAid, and I really wanted it in the sugar flour area, so I know this is where I can make my florist paste if I need to. I also wanted it for the attachment, just to speed up the process of like thinning out our florist paste, rather than spending ages like trying to roll it and get it super thin. So with this way, I've got loads of different thicknesses and I can sort of measure that. Things like this can be quite a heavy investment, but they are worth it in the long run, because they save so much time, and time is money, and also it just takes all the strain out of rolling and kneading. So yeah, I would definitely say that this will definitely help me a lot. So I purchased these Alex drawers from Ikea a few years ago, and they are just so handy for storing and holding anything. As you can see, I've also labelled every drawer, so I know exactly what's inside and I don't have to rummage around. So starting with the first drawer, this is my Petal Formers, and here we've got some sort of silicone dome cups, and I can rest petals in there to dry. I've got these large spoons. I ordered these off Amazon, and they're perfect for sort of drying large rose petals, so they're great. I've then also got this, which is like a sort of like wavy former. You can dry leaves at different shapes, so that's great. I've got this in here, but it doesn't belong there. And this is just a Cassie brown balling kit, and these are just so great to work with. The balls are so huge, they're weighted, and also they're really comfortable to hold in your hand. Rather than them being so thick. I tend to put quite a lot of pressure, so these are really good for me, and then I don't strain myself too much. But yeah, these are great, and I picked them actually up from Cake International. The second drawer, I've just got foam cups. So in here, I just sort of like rest smaller flowers so they then hold their shape. And some of them have got holes through them. So what we do is that we let the wire sit out, and then we put it over a wire rack, and then that can just sit flat. And then obviously the wire doesn't get like curled up or damaged. Here I've just got bits and bobs for the KitchenAid, any attachments. In this drawer I've got some like figure modelling stuff. So I've got all my Sarancino stuff, Squire's modelling chocolate, and then just some Serrat modelling tools. And in the base, just sponge pads. You can never go wrong with these. You need them for everything, to dry stuff, figurines, to ball stuff on the other side. So you've got a softer pad rather than the usual sugar flour ones that we use. So yeah, generally these are just really great. And then in the second set of Alex drawers that I have on the other side, I've got non-slip mats, stay fresh mats, petal base, and dust pouches. So yeah, here I've got stay fresh mats, non-slip mats. I've also got cotton wool, and if we need to separate any petals, we just kind of insert it in between so they don't stick together, and it just allows them to form better. I've also got these Wilton dust pouches, which are amazing. So you literally just fill it up with corn flour, and then you can like dust, and it just keeps it clean. And you always need loads of these for moulds, for flowers, for anything really. So that's the first drawer. Then I've got non-stick boards and foam pads. So this is what I was comparing the other sponge mats to, because this is a little bit harder. And then you've got the softer option. Then I've got veining boards, I've got non-stick boards, and here I've just got another non-slip mat. So this is all together and organised. Then I've got like so many packets of Squire's Florist Paste. I was using this loads, and then I kind of started using other items and other brands, and things have just changed. But obviously with wedding season and stuff, you kind of just get through it. So that's just for that. Then I've got just some extra. So I've got the Arati Miraji Florist Paste, which I've used, and this is honestly amazing. It stays so pliable for ages. I made some roses a few months ago and they're still soft, so they're really good and amazing for when you're inserting into cakes, because then petals don't break. Then I've got just other random bits and bobs, some extra Florist Paste. I always keep these. So I bought these Ikea bags. And they're just like little Ziplocs, and you get them in different sizes, and they're so good for not allowing petals to dry out, and just if you're working with paste or like a lump of paste, you can keep them in there and they don't dry out. So yeah, they're really handy. And then here I literally just have excess wire because we go through so much of it. Then I also have these silicone ball packs, and I put them into all of my sugar flour boxes once I've stored flowers, and these are just great because it stops moisture getting inside, so it's always handy to have these. And obviously I've just got loads, especially for when we do destination weddings. I pack them with loads of the cake so it doesn't, nothing gets like sort of moist and everything stays dry. So I would definitely say these are a good buy. So yeah, and lastly I have this, which is just a box, and it is full of cell buds. And these are used for the centre of roses. So I could weave my wire through here, and that would be obviously the centre, just to keep the weight quite light and not as heavy if I was to make it out of Florist Paste. So yeah, I've just got loads of different sizes. I started labelling them up again with my best friend label maker. So yeah, this just kind of keeps things in place. And like I said, you can see the stock that you've got, because there's been times where I've had so many boxes and forgotten that I've had them because they all get pushed to the back in cupboards. So this way I know exactly what I've got, what I need to repurchase once we're running low, and just organised. So yeah, I think this is really good. I think I picked this box up from Dunelm, or I actually ordered a few more off a website on the internet, so I can try and find a link to that as well. But yeah, they're just really handy, and I used to actually use these to store all my petal dusts and petal pastes and colour pastes as well. But I just felt like that was just really unorganised, so that's why I got my acrylic shelves. But I would definitely recommend these. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed putting this space together, and I hope it's also inspired you guys to reorganise your workspace or workplace in a different way. And if you guys have any questions about the items that I've shown you in this video, then please just comment below and ask, and I'll do my best to help you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you guys soon. Thank you.